you've seen when you came in, there was an If gathering announcement. And during the time that we had the snow, one of the groups that was highlighted was Jenn Sheehy. So Jenn Sheehy, you come on up. And she talked about her group during the time we had our pre-recorded service. And so the If gathering itself is coming up. And since it's coming up, I just wanted her to take a moment and be able to tell us a little bit about that. So for someone who has no idea, Jenn, of what If or the If gathering is about, can you just break it down and just quickly as you can?
Sure. Good morning. So If is a women's conference that started about 12 years ago, and it's out of Dallas, Texas. And the reasoning behind it was to disciple a generation. And so the confusing is, well, what does the If stand for? Well, it's if God is real, then what? Wow. So they want us to live out what we say we believe. So they gather us because we need community. They equip us because we need to learn God's word and study who God really is. And then they unleash us into our churches and our communities and our friends and whatever that looks like in your life.
Man, what a summary. I about to say, you went through the key parts. Be their development director. That was beautiful. As you continued to go through and think about, okay, so Jenn did something unique. I have made a kind of 2 group leaders and stuff. I created chats and stuff and said, hey, if you ever led a group, come. If you're passionate about something, tell me. And then I will then find a group, find a way to be able to facilitate the group. So few have ever taken me up on that except for Jenn. So obviously, you're passionate about that. She came to me and Nick and said, hey, look, this is something I'm passionate about and want to lead a group. So what gets you really excited about it?
Okay, so 11 years ago, I had a friend introduce me. We did, Carroll County did If Westminster. She said, come to this conference. I was like, what's it about? She's like, I don't know. It's called If. I said, who's speaking? We don't know. They just say show up. So I felt God urge me. I said, all right, I'll go. So I went, and I walked out of the conference, and at the time, we were doing a Friday and Saturday night conference for it with my soul on fire for the first time in my entire life. And I was 7 when I was saved, so I just had a steady, pace. I guess I didn't have any big, moment, I should say. That was my biggest moment in my life. And so I just remember coming to church the next day, and I just wanted to spread that fire to everybody, all the women in my church. And so I became part of the leadership team for If Westminster for quite a few years, until about 2020. And so and then season of life, we have 4 kids and sports and everything. So I just feel like God was calling me back to it this fall.
I love it. Hey, I was saved at 7 as well. And it was at 16, actually, where I had that moment that you were talking about is, are we gonna do this or not, right? Is Jesus gonna be everything or not? I love that. And just real quick as we close this thought is, if somebody's on the fence about coming, obviously the dates and stuff, and you'll probably highlight that in a second. You've already told us what you're excited about, but kind of almost you can incorporate what they can experience, but if they're just on the fence about coming, what would you encourage the ladies about?
Sure. So if you are feeling that nudge from God, you need to come. I can't say you're going to have the exact same experience that I did every time. I'm not going to say you're going to love every speaker you hear. I think you'll learn something from every speaker you hear, but sometimes you might love one speaker and then the other speaker, not so much, but maybe that speaker wasn't there for you. It was there for the person next to you. I think connecting with the women around us, and then just kind of, for me personally, I need something to constantly, just kind of refuel my soul every year. And that's what If is for me. Besides church and Bible studies, it's just gathering together with a group of women and being able to just refuel my soul to move forward to the next year and see what that looks like in my life. So I encourage you to come and sit with us and talk with us and listen to the women who are going to speak, and men, because there's some men who speak to us at the conferences too, and just follow God's lead for it. So.
Fantastic. You've done a great job summarizing that. Just instructional-wise, it doesn't meet here at the church, just so for clarification. Can you just kind of give us those instructions just so it's clear?
Correct. So we are merging with Grace Fellowship Chapel, which is just off Uniontown Road, off Bell Road. Jess Ridgely, who's over there, her and I served together. So I approached her about getting together, and she said, we've been doing it, so we would love to have your church join us. So it's going to be, if you've been to the IF, because I know there's people who've come to the IF Westminster before, it's going to be smaller. It's not going to be the couple hundred people we've done before. We're talking less than 100 probably. So it's now, IF is doing live streaming it Friday night. So that's where I want to make sure the confusion is that we are doing it Saturday morning because they're out in Texas and we wouldn't be getting done till after midnight, and that's late. So we figured Saturday morning, 9 to 1 would be a better time frame for everybody out here.
Makes sense, makes sense. Well, if you have any other questions and stuff, Jen, where will you be after the end of the service?
So I'm going to be in the back. I'm going to have these little like postcards. It's going to have the date, time, address, and also it has the cue card for just registering through Grace Fellowship. That way we know who's coming, what to expect. We will have coffee. We'll have some breakfast items. Feel free to bring some snacky things if you want to share through or to have for yourself throughout the conference. But yeah, so I can hand these out if you want one of them.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Jen. Can we give Jen a hand? Thank you so much for sharing with that portion.